90 degrees outside in Florida. Some of y'all are getting snow. You can see my face, and that's after I already washed it and wiped it. That humidity doesn't play. It's one thing I don't like about Florida when it starts getting hot, you know. But of course, you can stay inside and soak up the air conditioning and all that. But so recently, like just a few days ago, I had a double dream, 2 dreams, and they both involved me getting in a car crash. I don't remember how the first one went, but I felt like it was my fault. The second one, second dream basically, had two separate dreams in one night. And because I think I had some other dreams that happened that night, but then like the final dream was another car crash. And I was cutting across like 3 lanes of traffic, and I basically get T-boned. And, my fault. And I felt like I was in the Tesla, and I woke up and I was like, oh crap, I better be extra cautious, like not only did I get in a wreck, it was my fault. So, I need to just pay attention, So I took these couple of guys up for a helicopter ride today, and we were driving back to my house. And we're just chatting and stuff. And there's this particular, it's a 1-lane highway, and the speed limits, depending on where you are, it's 55 or 50. And we just came out of where it was 55 going down to 50, but you know how everybody drives, at least 5 or 10 mile an hour over, of course. So I need to make a left turn coming up, and that you get over into the left lane, and you have your own lane by yourself. So the oncoming traffic still has only 1 lane. The traffic I was in going that way, the opposite way, 1 lane. And then in the middle of them 2 is this other lane for just us going this way to make this left turn. But it's a really long left turn lane. Like you could get in the lane and, you got like 1/8 of a mile practically to slow down and get ready to make your turn. So it's just this really long extra lane. So I turn my signal on, I get over to turn left, and almost right away there's a crossing, and it's just like where people can jog or walk or whatever, and I see a maintenance crew for the park nearby, and they're at the thing, like wanting to cross. So I know the signs, like, if people are present, you're supposed to stop. So I'm like, oh, let me stop. So I start stopping, and I made the stop. I wasn't going to cross the line, no problem. And I'm almost stopped. I'm just, barely, tires are going just a little bit. And I'm looking at them and looking at other traffic, realizing nobody else is stopping. No one else is paying attention. Everybody's flying by, including the people in the right lane next to me, the people oncoming. Nobody's stopping. Clearly says right there, if someone's present, stop. Let them walk. And, big, like orange or kind of like a teal green looking sign. And, instantly, intuition, look in your rear view, look in your rear view. I look in the rear view. Here comes a full-size pickup truck who also got in that turn lane with me, apparently, but just a little bit, like, not way behind, but behind enough. And that's a young guy. He's getting closer and closer, and I can see his face now, clearly, looking down, probably at his phone or some nonsense. He's not looking up ahead. I see he's not looking up ahead. He finally looks up. I mean, all in like a split second of me getting close enough to see what he's doing. I realize just that the speed he's coming, he's not stopping yet. He looks up, slams on his brake, locks the wheels up on the truck. And if I didn't do anything, would have smashed into me, massive whiplash for all 3 of us. I mean, it would have just been 55, 60 mile an hour. I mean, close to it. Boom. So, of course, again, the people haven't gone across. They're still sitting there because the other traffic was not yielding to them. So Model 3 performance, Tesla, thank you, baby. Stomp on that accelerator. Save the guy from hitting me from behind. And he doesn't hit. He's able to let off his brakes and not from locking up. And off I go. He misses hitting me. No accident. Everything's good. And it hit me immediately. Dude, your dream. If you didn't look in your rearview mirror And I was focused on the people crossing the street and all the traffic happening, because I'm like, I'm stopping. The thing says you're supposed to stop when people are present. They're present. They're trying to cross. I'm stopping. And it's not like it just caught me off guard. I had to slam on the brake. It was, okay, there they are. Let me stop. And I'm slow. I'm like a few mile an hour slow. And right before I'm about to come to the complete stop, it just intuition, man. Rear view, look in the rear view. I see the truck barreling and thinking, he's just gonna make a quick stop. No, and then he gets close enough that I can see his face. He's not even fucking looking down on his phone, I'm sure. And that's right around the time I'm gonna stomp it. So I take, as I'm about to take my eyes off the mirror, that's when I notice him look up, and I hear more than I saw the brakes lock up. But I'm now focused forward. I can hear it. I don't want to get hit, so I see they haven't moved across the street yet, the people. No other traffic stopped. Even if they did, it wouldn't have affected me. But at least those people didn't start crossing, because if they did, he could have plowed into me, I could have plowed into them, and probably killed them. But that's the first thing I do. Rear view, did they move yet? Nope. Stomp that accelerator. And then as I'm stomping it, I take a quick look behind to see if we're going to have to brace for impact. And these cars accelerate so fast without spinning the tires, all-wheel drive. It's just, I was out of there and saved the day. And would that have been my fault? Well, the thing said stop. If someone's present, I stopped. Again, someone hits you from behind, it's their fault. And again, in the dream, it was my fault. And I was like, wow. And even the first time, I felt like it was my fault. So I'm going, well, I got 2 dreams, same night, 2 different accidents. So I'm sitting here going, that was one of them. Maybe that's all the warning was. Not that there's going to be 2 separate close calls or something, but there could be. So it's like, well, that's one. And, I've been, not on edge, just more paying attention, extra paying attention to stuff. I go through an intersection, the light just turned green, I'm going through it. I'm looking both ways in case some jabroni is not paying attention and flies through a red light, because I got the dream, and it's happened before. You've seen it or heard it. So I'm just extra cautious right now. And then that happened today. And I'm like, wow, Spirit, you saved me. Because the intuition was, and again, was it my own intuition, or was it Spirit coming in going, look in the rear view, look in the rear view? Maybe intuition and Spirit doing that's the same thing. Whatever it is, I did it. And here comes jabroni, 50, 60 mile an hour, and locks his tires up. All 4, just locked them up. I see him, he's not quite going, he's starting to, not fishtail, but, it's not quite straight. Like one of the tires grabbed more than the other, it's kind of just moved this truck a little bit, a little tiny fishtail, if you will. Off I went, baby. Tesla power. So why am I telling you this? I'm only telling you this because I've been after 3 years of getting these dreams and working with Woo-Woo and Julianne. I'm just amazed still when something like this happens. I get a warning and I'm extra cautious. Look, get this thing, look in the rear. And again, it would have been a really bad, hit from behind's the worst, or head on, of course, would be the worst, but hit from behind's probably the second one, because you whiplash, bang. And being at a few mile an hour, almost to a dead stop at that time. And I would have done the dead stop because I was already stopping by the time he would have impacted me. So it's just amazing that there's things or whatever, Spirit, that has the time, cares enough to give you information to potentially save you from something that's about to happen in the future. And not only in the future, the freaking near future. Now, when it comes to crypto and something, sometimes it's not, we're waiting forever. It's like, well, here's the price, just wait for it. Okay, fine. But something more important, you need to know this right now. Next few days, something's gonna happen. And it would have been a bad day. So I thank my spirit guides and angels for protecting me and giving me the sixth sense sight, so to speak, through Woo Dude. It's just amazing. Take it easy.